Hello. Greetings from Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm visiting with my grandchildren. I'd love to be with you there in Montenegro, but it'll have to wait a little while longer. It's a pleasure to join you, though, for this conference on Montenegro and the Western Balkans, fast to the west or slow to the east. Of course, I want Montenegro to move west. Most Montenegrins seem to want that too. Otherwise, it's hard to understand the electoral success of both Europe Now and DPS. But Montenegro is not alone in the region, and a parliamentary system opens up the possibility of a coalition that would in fact move Montenegro eastward. Let me discuss my understanding of each of these factors, one internal and one external. The key external factor is Belgrade, with Russian support, which is trying to create what it now terms the Serbian world. President Vučić wants to control the political fate of Serbs in neighboring countries. That includes not only Montenegro, but also Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as Kosovo. He's using his security forces, financing, disinformation, and the Serbian Orthodox Church to overcome resistance and ensure that serious democracies cannot emerge on Serbia's periphery. He's been most successful at this in Montenegro, where he exploited genuine unhappiness with President Đukanović and the long-ruling DPS. That discontent empowered an avowedly pro-European opposition. The irony is that President Đukanović presided with dignity over a mostly peaceful and entirely constitutional transition that brought his opponents to power, as he was required to do. That brings me directly to the internal factor. Europe Now has ruled out forming a coalition with DPS, which would be the logical pro-European partner. President Milanović prefers a governing coalition with Belgrade and Moscow proxies. Prime Minister-designate Spajić may not agree, but he hasn't been able to form an alternative. That's how I understand the present impasse that existed, at least until yesterday. It's driven by Belgrade and its excessive influence inside Montenegro. Lenin asked a good question. What is to be done? The US and EU have made it clear that they don't want Belgrade and Moscow proxies in their next government. Their experience the last few years has made them allergic to that alternative. But the issue will be decided in Podgorica, not in Washington or in Brussels. If the majority in Montenegro wants a serious pro-Western government, they will need to insist on it. Civil society can play a vital role. It needs to mobilize as many voices as possible to press Europe Now to drop its opposition to collaboration with the DPS. I'm thinking not only of mobilizing people in the street, but also key individuals, especially inside Europe Now. The media and civil society in Montenegro played an important role in challenging Đukanović. The time has come to challenge Milanović. Montenegro, like the US, is a polarized society. Both countries need to overcome that polarization if they want to move forward. The way to do that is to enter quietly into serious talks with political opponents. If that can't be achieved, it seems to me the obvious solution is new elections, though that, of course, entails costs and risks. Democracy is not an easy system to manage. It requires courage and commitment. The majority of Montenegrins showed lots of courage and commitment in 2006, despite sharp polarization. I hope it can summon that same spirit in 2023. Thank you.